and welcome to our 2014 E3 talk. I'm Kitty.
And hello everybody, SlimKirby back.
Yeah.
I am the one and only ThePastaKing.
The undead pasta king. Anyway.
Hey guys, this is PowerToMario. Good to see ya, or not see ya, since I can't really look at you.
Well, and we're talking about EA, which everybody always says E3. I'm guilty of it myself.
Electronic Arts.
Yeah. Cool. Alright, we start with something that they just kind of mentioned in passing, which is Star Wars Battlefront. I was actually expecting them to show something, but they didn't.
Yeah, they very, very briefly mentioned it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool, that was there. Let's move on. Unless you guys want to say something to this?
Yes, I really ticked off they had canceled Battlefront 3. That's what this game was going to end up being. But it's real. I think it's what they started showing how they were designing the environments for the maps, and they're revisiting all of the filming sites they did for the old movies, the episodes 4, 5, and 6 for those maps. I think that's awesome that they're doing that. And having played Battlefront and Battlefront 2 a ton when I was in middle school, high school, if they can go back to doing games like, I would say Battlefront 1 more than 2, if they get back to doing games like that, then I think this one's going to be a killer.
Mm-hmm. Well, any other opinions on that?
Not really, because they didn't show anything.
Yeah, seriously, I feel the same. Okay, I have to know right now, who of you does watch Star Wars?
I've seen every episode, every movie.
Yeah, I've seen the movies.
Well,
I saw episode 1 in theaters, and I fell asleep during it. Yeah.
That's not a good Star Wars to start with, even though.
I don't think it was one I started with. I just remember seeing that one in theaters and falling asleep.
Well, I haven't seen anything, so for me it was just kind of like, okay, it's a thing, I'll write it down and tell it to people,
yeah,
but that's about it. Alright, okay. Here we have a title that we've mentioned before, but we didn't say an awful lot. Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yes.
Which had an actual live musician there, which I like, personally. So anything on that from you guys, now that we can discuss it a bit more?
It was a great concert. I enjoyed it. I held my lighter up during the whole thing. It was good.
I think in the Microsoft podcast, I said right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I said, and I have the same exact response. Like, I'm not really that interested in this game.
All right.
But we definitely did talk a lot about it in the Microsoft one. I didn't know they had a concert.
Yeah.
I think I slept through that part.
Oh my God, Tommy. Well, I can give you some more details here. Basically, they had this musician. It was really nice, actually. I was impressed. In fact, I dig when they add something extra, which is, well, I'll talk about what I was gonna say about Nintendo when it comes to that. It sounds like it has like this big world, and they said you can explore it how you want. I'm quoting. You're basically leading a team, take control of different party members, each with their own background story, which is kind of nice, as opposed to just, here's some characters, play them, you don't know squat about them, it doesn't matter, You can also pause the battles, because they have a tactical camera, quote-unquote, which is kind of nice. And there are characters such as female archers, a warrior that reminds me kind of Hades because he had those weird horns, a female black mage, and some others. So, in case people don't know what this was about, they showed a lot of footage here, unlike in Microsoft actually. So, I personally found it was cool. It was awesome. I don't know the Dragon Age series other than my name, but. This looked interesting. This looked nice. I would grab it. Hashtag it looks good.
There was a lot less of that happening with this one. They actually showed off a lot of gameplay with some of these games. So
yeah, that's why I'm mentioning it here and not in the other.
Right.
So yeah, Slim, Nima, anything?
Yeah.
I said my piece with the concert. Go ahead, Nima.
Anyway, from what I've read and seen of this game, it looks like it's continuing the plot of the previous games, and it's just expanding, like, the whole continent you can explore. Because like these games are set in the continent of Thetis, it's pronounced something like that. And yeah, probably on expanding that landmass more and the people who live in it. So this is probably one of those games where I can't really just jump in right away. I'd probably have to go through the other Dragon Quest games first. No, wait, did I say Dragon Quest? Dragon Age!
Dragon Quest.
I heard you.
Slime is displeased.
Yeah,
A little
really.
bit different than yeah.
Dragon Age cross Dragon Quest. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Hashtag crossover.
The Age of Dragon Quest.
Well, anything else? Slim, you really don't want to add anything to this? I mean, I'm cool.
There's nothing more that I didn't already say. I mean, I did like that they showed a little more than what they did in Microsoft, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about Dragon Age, and I'd like to hear and see even just a little more. I know they did show more, but I don't know. I'm still indifferent at this point.
All right. Hashtag it looks good.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yes.
We're continuing the trend of our Microsoft talk. If you guys have no idea what we're talking about. All right, let's move on. Mass Effect. It was just a trailer.
Oh, yes.
And a quote that they used was, "A world that feels real and is constantly changing." That kind of intrigued me. That quote specifically.
And let me start this off by saying that even though I haven't played a single Mass Effect game, I have seen how big of an impact this game has had, on gamers. There are a lot of Mass Effect fans out there, and the games have spawned quite a few memes, like Commander Shepard being unable to dance, the scientific Solarian song, and more that I'm surely forgetting here. So yeah, it's a big series, and at the rate it's going and how interesting it's getting, I might have to get into it myself.
Nice. Hey EA, you have a buyer here.
Yeah, a potential buyer.
Okay. Anybody else? What about Tommy? Are you still
Pretty much. Pretty much. Mass Effect, I'm
Oh my god.
into.
Alright, it's gonna be us three guys.
Oh, and it's the scientist Solarian song. It's like, I'm the very model of a scientist Solarian. Yeah, what's something like that?
Yeah. What about Slam? No opinion.
I told you already what I said. I said I just...
Alright.
I don't have...
Hashtag
Yeah.
it looks good.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, guys, out there watching. Alright. Sims 4! September 7th. I can say more about this now. The subtitle was, one of the quotes they used was, "Smarter Sims, Weirder Stories." What's different here from any other sim game, thank God, is that you're able to control their hearts. And there's some sort of drag and pull builder when you make their faces. So it's not just like you're going through crap anymore, it's like almost like drag and pulling, like to make noses bigger and all that stuff. But yeah, the biggest change is definitely that you control their hearts and you can make like incredibly individualized people. You can literally react to what others are doing, and they show quite a bit of footage, and I was really sitting there, I'm like, dude, I want this. I have Sims 3. I haven't played it an awful lot, but I want Sims 4 definitely. That's set in stone. I hope they bring it on Steam. That'd be good. 'Cause I don't. Yeah.
I think they will.
EA, we have another potential buyer.
EA, we're buying. Hashtag we're buying.
If you give me the ability to create an entire city full of old people, like that grandma that was in that promo they were showing.
Oh God.
If they give me that ability, then I might think about getting the game.
You should be able to.
He's a fan of Gladys.
Yeah, he's a fan of
I think that's her Notre Dame was.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah. As for me, this was probably the highlight for me of EA. That's the only game I really seemed somewhat interested in out of all the games that were shown. I really do like the Sim series. I like how each game of the Sim series kind of expands and adds like one thing. I know in the second Sims game they added the mission mode and stuff like that, where you had these like different life achievements, and I feel like 3 added a lot upon that as well.
Yep.
And this, since they're adding like the personalities and stuff like that too, I think it's a great direction for the series, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with this, because I actually recently got The Sims 3 finally, and so far I've really enjoyed it. So I'd be interested too in possibly getting this game as well.
Hashtag Slim's late.
Hashtag shut up.
Alright. Any other thoughts about Sims?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have never played a lick of the Sims series, but I know it's appealing. I know a lot of people play it, and I do have respect for it, especially because you can get creative and create these dysfunctional families and whatnot, and you can just like completely mess up your virtual humans' lives.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a cool game. It's just not for me.
Yeah. Well,
Hashtag respect.
Hashtag Neema's
we
not
need
buying.
We need to stop doing this hashtag thing.
Why? People need to use them.
I'm wondering who will.
Oh, plenty.
Hashtag no more hashtag.
Aw, but it's fun.
I want to keep doing it.
Occupy hashtag.
But yeah, Sims, it's great. I'm looking forward to this. I hope they bring it out on Steam. I hope it's not gonna, well, it's probably gonna be expensive at first, but I'm usually not so much into playing with the Sims. I usually just, in Sims 1 and 2, I usually just built the houses and then I left. Not gonna lie. 3 is actually the first one I've actually played people with, because you had all those career paths you could take and all that other stuff. And this one seems even cooler because you can change their hearts. They basically said you can't just change their minds and souls, but their hearts too. So that's kind of neat. Awesome. Hashtag good job, EA. I am buying. Please bring it to Steam and don't make it too expensive. I don't think that fits into the character limit, but whatever. Any more opinions of Sims? No. Sims 4.
I think I'm good. I'm good.
So hey, until here I was already surprised that there wasn't just all sports, by the way, just saying that. But now we're starting with EA Sports UFC.
Woo!
Or maybe I should have said, here we started with Bruce Lee trailer.
Oh, yes. I got some hype.
which gets out on June 17th, so yeah, any day now. And basically all he said is that it was very detailed. That the game was going to be very detailed, and from the trailer, what I've seen, it was. So, neat! So, you guys have any opinions about Bruce Lee, the game? I mean...
I'm wondering if Bruce Lee was alive, how he would feel about him being put into a game like this.
Good question, that's what I was wondering.
That is a good question. People also ask, what if Bruce Lee were to compete in UFC today? Like, would he be a champion? Would he just get destroyed in his first match, or would he
He'd be all over it.
Probably.
I'm guessing he would do really well in it, especially if he like did a little training to get up to date with all like the modern standards of competition.
Mm-hmm. I actually really liked that they.
Because he was really, really talented as a martial artist. Seriously.
Yeah, he's good. You're good. I like that they started out the showcase with footage from him when he was quoting something really nice. A really nice quote. I was like, hey, this is cool. At first I didn't know what it was. Like, it's just Bruce Lee, I knew that, and then I'm like, what is this game? What are they going for here? But then, yeah. It's neat. I like it.
It is. And personally, I'm a guy who likes to watch UFC matches every now and then. I totally dig the concept. I like guys beating up other guys, or girls beating up other girls, or guys beating up girls. You know, violence, martial arts battles, I should say, have appeal. But I don't know how well the UFC format translates to a video game. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm very iffy on that concept, because UFC It's got its own feel to it, and you really gotta ask yourself, would this be fun to play as a game? I haven't played an MMA game before, so maybe this one will convince me that it is a good idea to put in a game. We'll see.
All right, potential buyer. At
Yeah.
some point.
The thing I guess I'm going to add at the end of that is I remember it was either last year or the year before, but they did announce like a feature on, I think it was the Xbox, I think, where you could actually like there was like this own UFC channel of some sort where you could like place your bets for actual the actual matches, not just like the video game matches. I almost think that would that be more appealing than just like an actual game because of all the elements that Nima spoke of. But as far as this game's concerned, I mean, I have a big thing I want to say at the very end of all the EA Sports titles, kind of a suggestion I want to make.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of holding my thoughts a little bit till the end, until that point.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, one more thing.
Yep.
I hope nobody like misinterprets my lines earlier as saying, "Oh, PK likes to watch men beat up women." No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's what I was thinking.
You chauvinist.
Yeah.
I don't care who personally wins between a woman or a man, because either way, it's going to be entertaining. I like martial arts, mixed martial arts in general, period.
Alright,
Just making sure that's clear.
Disclaimer, Nima likes to watch women and men beating each other up in sports. You know, when it's controlled environment, not out in real life where people beat each other up in a relationship. Disclaimer end.
Yeah. ThePastaKing does not approve of domestic violence.
Thank you. Yeah, because I was like, hold on, I think we need to say this. Alright, are we done with domestic violence? I mean, EA Sports UFC?
I believe so.
Alright. Next one, NHL 15. How can we sum this up? It's kind of like every year with EA when they show a sports game, where it's like, it's more detailed than it was before. And, it's true, it is. And it's impressive and stuff. Yeah. But one quote I liked specifically was, "You can embarrass your friends even better now." Something like that. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, cool, awesome. Opinions?
It's one thing that I really, really dislike about Electronic Arts having a monopoly over sports titles is they take pretty much the same game and they add a couple new features that we didn't think about putting in before, or we intentionally kept it until the next set so you'd have an excuse to buy the game. There was a time when 2K Games had college football and even college basketball games out, and they just didn't keep up with EA, I guess. They didn't have enough pull with the sports gaming audience. Like NHL, I remember when I played the N60 on the Nintendo 64 when they had the NHL, I think NHL 99. That was really fun. But I haven't played any of the games recently for them. By the way, LA Kings are tied with New York Rangers 1-1 through 2 periods right now. Stanley Cup. some relevant. You guys won't know. You guys will probably know who wins the Stanley Cup by the time we put this up. But
okay, hashtag Tommy's selling out for sports. The end. Do you have anything else to add to to NHL here?
No.
Nothing besides the only hockey video game I've ever played was ice hockey for the NES.
There you go.
Which is on the virtual console, by the way, for Wii.
And ice hockey on Mario Party.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's
a mini game.
So the bottom line here, EA, team up with Nintendo and see what you can come up with.
Oh, that's gonna work out well. Yeah, like it did when they were trying to come out with launch titles.
Hey, there hasn't been a Mario hockey game yet, not a full game.
Yeah, there you go. Team up. Free little tip from us here. All right, this is the place where they had a Criterion Games trailer. and where they showed PGA Tour, basically golf, and said, with Frostbite 3, and golf without limits, coming
Golf
spring.
Without Limits. The Battleship.
Yeah.
Golfing over battleships, exactly. That's
Yeah,
exactly
coming
what that
spring
means.
2015. That's, yeah.
Did you guys see my tweet about that?
Yep,
No.
I did. Oh god, yeah, I did.
It was
Oh,
it was
man.
hilarious because it was literally playing golf, like you know it, and then in the background, cue flaming battleship, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I was excited because I'm like, hey, look, golf is getting interesting finally because there's those fantasy courses.
Mario Golf's been doing that kind of thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Finally, other golf games are getting with the program.
It's
Like-
just cool.
You know, add some lava here and there, you know.
Yeah. Maybe a chain chomp.
but very, very quickly, Tommy, Nemo, you know what this reminds me of a little bit? It reminded me of that Pangya game that we played. Like,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Tomahawk.
yeah,
Oh god.
but yeah, that's again holding thoughts till the end of sports. But yes,
Well,
golf.
PGA Tour looked really nice. That's probably the first golf game. Well, I would play a Mario Golf, but this is probably the first golf game I'd pick up if they, add a lot of these things that you usually wouldn't find in golf. Because it's for me, I was like, if I wanted to play golf, I'd just go play golf. I don't need a video game for that. So,
You
Hey!
know how to play golf?
I played mini golf, so that works. Close enough. No, not really, but that's why I'm not playing. It's just like, well, nothing's happening. So, hey, this is great. Give me the flaming battleships and add some. I don't know. Let's go.
Add some flair.
Yeah, let's go do it on a birthday party where you have to golf around the freaking cake that is as big as a house.
Yep.
And, why not? Let's
That's
golf
exciting.
in a disco. That'd be cool. Holy crap, that'd be hard as hell.
Anything to spice up the game of golf. is
I
cool.
know, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, any more golf thoughts?
Not for
Four.
me.
No.
Four, yeah. Well, the next one is, as every year pretty much, Madden NFL 15 coming August
Football!
26th. Right. Do you guys have anything to say about that? Because I have a lot of technical babble here.
Nothing technical, but Richard Sherman, a quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, will be on the cover. And he's also lobbying to get the entire Seahawks secondary to get on the cover, which I think is awesome. But I won't be getting the game unless they make fantasy stadiums, like I described on my Twitter.
Battleships.
Battleships randomly crashing into the stadium. And
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
All right, yeah, make it happen. Basically, what is new about this title this year? They add something new every year, and more details. Obviously, I'm sorry, I can't forget the details. They redesigned the tackle, and I quote, "There's more control and defense than before." So basically, hey, we improved the game. Buy it. It's reason enough, right? And they said they add hundreds of player emotions and reactions, and dramatic presentation cameras and everything like that. And I'm like, cool, that sounds great. So basically we improved it from last year, which is what you say every time. And yeah, people just go buy it if you like it, and that's it pretty much. Cool. I feel like this is one of those games where it's like, okay, if you're a fan, you're gonna buy it either way.
Yeah.
But if you're not a fan, even though they add all this extra stuff, you're not gonna start buying it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, guys, I think I have a very special guest here who would like to, reveal his thoughts on the game.
Oh.
Hey,
Is
everybody, John Madden here. Oh, man. This new Madden NFL 15 football game is great. If you like football, you're gonna buy this game.
God.
Back to
Knew
you,
this would
Pasta
do
King.
Aw. That was awesome.
Thank you, John Madden. Thank you.
I knew you were gonna do that too. That's the funny part.
At first I thought you'd bring your brother in or something, but then I was like,
I was
oh my
expecting Dr. Peppy.
God. Oh, well, close enough.
Oh, that guy, he has nothing to say. Nothing worthwhile.
So, hey, do you guys want to point out some more stuff that's wrong? I mean, great with Madden NFL? Or are we
No.
done?
I think we have FIFA next, right?
No.
No,
FIFA.
No.
actually.
FIFA's
just
an
no.
EA Sports game.
No, we don't have
Yeah,
FIFA
but
next.
it's later on though on the list for some reason.
Yeah. There's no FIFA yet. Alright, the next thing is actually something cool. Alright. It's called Dawngate. They showed
Whoa.
What?
I said I had something I want to do at the end of the sports stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you were doing
Summers,
after
let's-
FIFA.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I think I
Yeah.
get
Might as well talk about FIFA.
Alright,
No.
let's get FIFA.
Keep
Alright.
all the games together.
Alright, let's do it like that. There were 2 more games after this, before FIFA came in, but let's take FIFA in front for now so we can finish up the sports part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get it out of the
Alright,
way.
let's do that. Alright, FIFA 15. Too long, didn't read. Basically, better than last year! Now with shirt pulling! Buy it!
I pretty much have the same opinion with all these games. These sports games, I know they have it's a lot easier to play these games with a controller on a console, but they could do all this stuff they can do without all the making discs for everybody every single year and just do it all on PC. EA, just make them all PC games.
Yeah.
You could do football, you could do basketball, you could do soccer, you can do American football and football. I know people in Europe don't hate me for saying it that way. Hockey. I mean, you could just have a base game, update the rosters every year, make people pay DLC to get the new rosters for the new teams because they change every year. That's pretty much what you're buying, is having people do the work for you and changing the names of the players on the team. Just do it that way. FIFA's anyway, back to FIFA. FIFA's very popular. I remember playing FIFA 12 back in my freshman year of college, and it's so much fun. You can get so addicted to it. So it's a good game. I won't be getting it.
I kind of liked. There's one thing they mentioned specifically that they added. They said there's a living pitch, which means when you slide, the grass actually leaves. There's marks in the grass, and your shoes with the things on the bottom, they leave marks and stuff. That's kind of nice because they're adding all those details, so it's even more realistic. It's just that I still question why you'd play that as opposed to go play it outdoors. But I guess it's like, oh my god, there's weather outside. So
it's all about not everybody can be a professional player in like Bundesliga or Serie A or Champions League or Scottish Premier League. They can't experience that. So that's kind of what you're playing for, is to be a part of that whole,
I guess,
professional soccer experience.
Because this is football and feel the game. Those are quotes they used. So yeah, I don't know. Thoughts about FIFA and sports games from EA here, I guess?
I've really got nothing to say about this particular game because the only soccer game I've played was Tecmo Cup soccer game on NES.
Wow.
And that was basically a soccer game with a storyline and RPG elements. It was the craziest shit I have ever seen. It was like, wow, only Japan could come up with this.
Right.
They also have a Japan only, I think, a set of like GBA and DS games that are soccer RPGs.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember what those are though. There's I don't remember the names.
Captain Tsubasa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, Tecmo Cup was originally supposed to be Captain Tsubasa game, but in North America they made the players generic American dudes.
Aww.
Whatever. Dang it.
Yeah. Oh, and the Super Mario Strikers game.
Yeah, Strikers and Mario Strikers Charged.
So technically I played 3 soccer games, but never a FIFA game.
Well, the only football game I've ever played, or soccer, doesn't matter, whatever you want to call it, was football table and actual soccer outside in the grass.
Oh, foosball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foosball, woo!
Or, I don't know. I don't think I've played any other. Well, maybe like an old DOS game, soccer thing.
I have actually, my 1 year at UCF, I did play intramural soccer with a group of my friends from, I think it was Reform University Fellowship, and we actually went to the quarterfinals of the playoffs and lost in overtime. And I scored a goal in one of the games. It's when you score a goal in soccer, it feels awesome. it is the best. It is one of the best feelings in the world to score in soccer.
Yeah, it is.
Better than scoring in American football.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
General opinions about Sports of EA. Sports of EA, yeah.
Well, I did have a big thing, but it's not going to be as long because Tommy actually brilliantly kind of was saying what I was going to say. I understand the need for making a game every year to, first of all, update the roster. There's going to be new players every single year. And then, of course, there's just the general thing of software development where after you've had something out for a while, you know that, oh, I can make some changes here. I can improve something. Madden even focused on that when they said, okay, we're making the defense even better in this game.
Yep.
Like, I get all of that, and maybe it's just me and being spoiled after playing games like Smite and hearing of games like League of Legends that have all these patches and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Why can't they make patches and updates every year? I mean, there are patches to console games that happen. It just, you connect your system to the internet and it downloads it overnight or something. I think honestly they'd be a much better idea to like have maybe one game for that year and then having like an overall game like a gold edition or something where it plays for that year, and when it gets to a certain point you can download those updates for the next year.
Well, speaking from an IT person point of view, I think it's cheaper in the end to have the games being that way, or you just use whatever game you have and then you just add a few updates and then bring out a disc, as opposed to having to host servers and moderators and blah and all of that stuff. And so I from a financial point I see where they're coming from, but from a practical point or from a fan service or customer whatever point, it's like, yeah, that'd be good. That'd be really good. That would be a good market. That would be a good way to do it. But yeah, if servers cost a lot and they're not always up and all that crap, and you need so much resources.
This is kind of what sucks about gaming today too. There's a lot of discussion going on about going completely digital. Like I think Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when they first announced Xbox One, they were gonna do you have the disc, but you can only use that disc with that one system.
Yeah.
And you couldn't use it in any other systems, or else you'd have to transfer the rights to the game to that person. I mean, it's one thing to have the disc in your hand and being able to just pop it in whenever and play, and it's another thing having it digital on your hard drive and being able to just go online and update it. Not everyone can go online. So, I mean, EA knows that people are going to buy the game every single year.
Yeah.
People are just going to buy the FIFAs, the Maddens, NCAA football, but now that's gone because of they had a lawsuit where college football players and they had their images used in prior games, and they didn't like that, so they wanted to make some money, and now there's no more college football games. I'm crying right now, but just EA knows they can make money, and their bottom line will they'll profit more if they make the discs and they make them buy $56 games every year.
And and I get that. I understand that that's the reason why. That's the main reason. But it just, the way things have been going, like lately, for example, I mean, it just seems like we're getting to that point where maybe it's time to maybe rethink that and try something.
Well, also be easier accessible for like people who usually don't do anything with sports.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh look, this thing is online. I could just do this here, and if I don't want to spend any more money on it, I'm just I don't know. It's just easier accessible.
You could dedicate the people that would normally be developing the sports games to other games too.
Maybe.
You could understaff if you did it completely digital. You could understaff for the sports games, and then whoever's left over, you either let them go, and that would save you labor, but you could always put them towards other projects too.
Well, you'd still need people like to keep out for or watch out for the servers.
Yeah, maintenance, right?
Yeah, and moderators and God knows what else, but yeah, that's. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think we should just have another Tecmo Cup game or Captain Tsubasa game. Soccer RPG, man. That's a pretty unexplored genre.
All about that.
Yeah. Alright.
Sports RPGs in general. I'd love to see more of those.
Yeah.
That's what would get me into sports games.
Yeah, really.
I mean,
Like something
FIFA's
extra.
technically like that.
Well, that's
I mean,
true, but I guess like I'm not really. I guess I want something turn-based.
Turn-based soccer? How does that work?
That's how it works in Tecmo Cup.
Really?
Yeah, really. It's turn-based soccer.
I can't imagine playing a turn-based live-action soccer
Well, it's not
game.
literally turn-based, but you don't really control the player. It's like think of it like a strategy game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like
Maybe
it's
like coaching.
mostly
Like you're
turn-based.
coaching the players.
Yeah,
I
you make
totally have an
decisions
idea.
from a drop-down list.
I totally have an
Okay.
idea.
What's your idea?
Nima, your next Let's Play needs to be that.
Captain. Captain Tsubasa, do it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, there you go.
So should I play the Captain Tsubasa version or the Tecmo Cup version where you play as
Tsubasa.
America against the world?
No, America.
America.
The original.
That America.
The original, man. How it was
All right.
intended to be. Anyway, any more
get back on
thoughts
track.
any more thoughts to sports games?
Nope. One for me.
I think we're done. I think we've spent more time on sports than even they did, so...
Alright. Cool. Now let's go to Dawngate. Alright, it was a trailer. It's a MOBA, so I was like, perks ears up. It looks totally like League of Legends. But they used a quote I really liked. It says, it doesn't just clone other MOBAs, it builds on it.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of crap.
Well, from what I've seen in the trailer, it seems true. They seem to have added some stuff. And they also mentioned they have characters that actually fight for a purpose. Meaning they don't just throw the characters at you and like, here, pick one, fight. But they actually have some sort of stories or something, apparently.
Lore. Yeah, every Dota has lore. League of Legends has lore.
Yes.
Smite has lore. Every game does that. So it's for I'm sorry I'm hijacking this, but I've played Dawngate for a little while when it was in beta, and I'm not sure if it's still in beta or if it's been fully released yet. But I think it's crap that they're saying that they're building off of other MOBAs, because they do have a unique jungle. First of all, they have their own way of doing things, so it is a unique MOBA. Can't say it isn't. My experience wasn't that great with it, just because I was so used to League, and I love Smite now. So, but it's essentially it's 2 lanes instead of the usual 3 that you see. So the meta I think right now is it 2 people per lane and then a jungler. Sometimes they'll do a solo lane, a duo lane, and then 2 junglers on either side.
So old Smite Siege Smite.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
Yeah.
say. It's like the old Siege mode.
Yeah.
Right. It's actually that's actually a very it's a very real comparison, except in Smite Siege there's a middle jungle, but there's no left and right jungle, and it's basically Siege mode with 3 sectioned jungles.
Oh
Okay.
wow. Interesting.
I don't know.
And smaller.
Cool. I don't know. From what it looked like, it seemed really nice, and I would like to go check it out at least. Even though I'm a bit skeptical because it's more like a LOL kind of view almost. In a way, I don't know. It was just a trailer, unfortunately. But I'm curious about this characters fight for a purpose. I know there's lore for all the characters we have, for example in Smite, but it sounded like they're. I don't know. I got a vibe of Skylanders almost a little.
Yeah, it's kind of the textures and design.
Yeah,
of everything.
very whimsical.
So I don't know.
It's worth a shot. I mean, if you've never played Dawngate, give it a shot. It's not everyone's MOBA, obviously. Same with League of Legends, although League of Legends is the most popular. But after playing Smite and after playing Dota, I don't really like League anymore. So it's everyone's got their preference.
Well, to be fair, in my case, I wasn't specifically expecting that Dawngate is gonna like end up being more awesome than Smite, because I think I'm pretty smitten with Smite. So
Oh.
The puns.
the puns are real. But yeah, it looked nice, and I'm like, hey, I want to see that when they're a bit further, because I'm curious about this. It builds on other MOBAs because they showed something in the trailer. I forgot what it was right now. But they showed something to prove that what they're saying is right. I forgot what it was. You guys need to check the trailer, the watchers, and you're gonna see what I mean. Yeah, Slim?
As for me, I'm kind of in the unfortunate situation where it's like I played Smite first, and after playing Smite, I can't really see myself enjoying any other MOBA. I just like, I just like the way Smite runs. It's the way I want to play. I don't like the whole top-down perspective really myself, and I just feel like with Smite you have more control over your character. I could be wrong. I'm going to admit that I could be wrong, but I don't know. It looks interesting. It looks a little better than League, honestly. I will say that much. But
yeah.
Again, I can't say too much without sounding biased. If I didn't already.
I was just gonna say, spoiler: Slim is biased, heavily biased.
They're actually changing the Summoner's Rift map on League of Legends.
Yeah, they're doing a visual rework.
Nice.
Right, and the visual rework actually reminds me a little bit of Dawngate.
Okay.
So,
great.
Coincidence or conspiracy?
I don't know. I mean, it's needed it. I mean, they were in beta back in 2009, and the map hasn't really. It got a slight visual rework since then, but nothing too big. This is a pretty big one. You can tell we're all high res fans. We're not EA fans as far as MOBAs.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm gonna try it, but yeah, keep going.
Anyway, one thing that really interested me was that Dawngate made the claim that it's breaking the meta. It's trying to get every player to feel comfortable that they can play their, champion, hero, god, whatever, in whatever lane they want, in whichever role they want. So basically, like, a champion, hero, god would not be locked to a certain lane or a certain role. That's what they're going for, and that's a very admirable goal, but I don't think it's feasible.
No, I can already tell you that probably won't happen for at least a couple champions. Or they call them, what do they call them? They don't call them champions in that game.
They call them heroes?
Heroes or something.
Not heroes.
Avatars?
I forgot what they call them.
Oh, shapers.
Shapers, right, shapers, thank you. But there's a couple shapers in the game where you're pretty much locked into laning rather than going into the jungle. You can't really jungle with some of them. So it says their slogan's breaking the meta, but there's a meta for Dawngate.
Already.
There's a meta.
Every game's
got it.
Yeah. Players eventually figure something out. So.
I kind of feel like Smite is breaking the meta a little bit, but then again, I'm a weird player, and I would totally play a god or a champion or a shaper.
You won't be playing Chang'e in jungle.
I would play them either wherever I want anyway, just because I would challenge myself like that. But again, I'm weird, so.
No, I don't think you're weird, because having played both Smite and League of Legends, I feel that Smite's gods are a little more versatile than League's champions.
They are. They really are.
Of the builds.
Let's hope they keep that up too.
Yeah.
That's what's drawing me into the game.
Better.
That's what I said. What I did. Again, you have so much more control over your character and what you can do. That's why I like it so much.
Also, I can see we need an own podcast about MOBAs at some point.
Yeah.
Video.
Definitely.
That would be an entertaining video.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we add anything else to Dawngate?
I don't think so.
Well, the new hashtag's gonna be like, I'm gonna try it, but I don't expect it to be better than Smite just yet. Give it a few.
Yeah, I'll use that hashtag.
Yeah, it's long.
There's gonna be a meta. Sorry, Dawngate, but you can't.
There already
We'll see.
is.
We'll see. I'm open-minded. I'm gonna see what it's all about, and then I can make my mind up or not. All right, Mirror's Edge.
Ooh.
Which had no name or anything for some reason. They showed what they showed. Here's what they showed. It's basically exploring and experimenting, and they apparently had an actual person, an athletic person, where they looked the moves off from.
Yeah. They got the moves from actual practitioners of parkour.
Yes.
That's probably how they did Assassin's
Yeah, that's
Creed
right.
also.
Yeah.
And they said they're adding more story. And I quote, "We're recreating faith for a new generation." So, thoughts?
I'll go first here.
Oh, go ahead.
And I'll say that the first Mirror's Edge, while I never played it, it definitely had a really distinct look. And I loved the pure focus, just moving around the environment, using it to your advantage to like get past enemies. And I also liked that Faith could kick a little ass herself and like disarm guys with their guns and kick their asses. I like that style of game. It's like it's kind of like you're like playing Mario in first person, but you have some CQC moves from Metal Gear.
Okay.
Interesting way of explaining it, but I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd game, but a very cool one in concept. And they didn't really show us too much of Mirror's Edge 2, if they're even gonna call it that. But hey, I already like Faith's new look. It looks even sleeker than ever, and they're probably gonna take the combat and the parkour even further. So I'm keeping my eyes on this one.
Okay.
What I remember when they were showing it off, every other word was faith, 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 faith,
I know,
faith,
right?
faith, 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 faith. But it looks pretty good. It looks honestly pretty cool. I haven't really played much of Mirror's Edge. Haven't really seen much of Mirror's Edge, but I am interested.
Tommy?
Weird thought. I don't have any thoughts about the game, but when we were at PAX East 2013, every time I hear about this game, I always imagine Yoshida Mario saying the title of the game like Mirror's Edge in his voice.
Okay.
You remember that? I don't think you guys remember that. But that's
I
every
remember
time
there.
I wasn't there either.
Yeah.
I was there, and I remember Yoshida Mario and talking to him, but I don't remember.
That was when he went up to do the Super Mario World Challenge at the Runaway Guys panel.
Yeah, I remember that. I saw it. You almost won, too. Almost.
Yeah.
You had that really great recovery. Holy crap.
And then he missed the pea balloon. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Sad, man. You get one of us up there, we'll get it done.
Yeah.
One try.
I did a one try on my stream.
Yeah, see, there you go.
The only opinions I have about this game is like I've never actually gotten into Mirror's Edge because, well, I could be wrong here, but isn't it just a game where you're jumping from roof to roof and going through freaking underpipes, overpipes, and left and right, and that's it?
Yeah, like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I would not compare those two at all.
I like my comparison.
I was just like, I don't think I can get into that gameplay because it's just like, okay, you're just doing the same kind of all the time. So for me, it was like, okay, not a Mirror's Edge, cool. I'll report about this for whoever is interested. But for me myself, I'm just whatever. It's like might as well not exist. Doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything.
I think this has the potential to be much better than Assassin's Creed if they make a game where you jump off of skyscrapers and you land in trash cans.
Oh.
Higher heights, the same result.
Oh god.
Honestly, I feel like this game is probably gonna like deliver a thrill ride. I can just imagine myself holding the controller right now and doing all these moves. Like she's got even more moves than Mario in his 3D platformers. That's pretty awesome, and she runs faster than Mario too. And I already love the feel of a Mario 3D game, so I'm probably gonna love this.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
I don't think we have anything else to say. There was one more game. Battlefield Hardline, October 21st.
Battlefield ziplines, yay!
Alright. So, what it looked like at first, the impression I got, it looked like a cooler GTA for a bit. and more like a great TV crime drama than a shooter. Like more like one of these things.
Cops and robbers.
Yeah, and I was
Cops
like,
and robbers.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited because it looked like a freaking action movie, almost like a mix between GTA and Payday. For whoever plays Payday on Steam.
Yeah.
And like it was really action packed. There was this crane suddenly coming down, and I was like, "Holy crap! Watch out! You're gonna die!" And there was just a lot of vroom and ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. And it's like, this is awesome. I'm really getting into this.
I can imagine the multiplayer being very fun for it.
Yeah.
Just having a group of people just get together and play.
And
It'd be really fun.
I really like the quote the dude used. He's like, if you're a gamer like me, you don't just want to watch games. And I'm like, damn right. And he said the beta is out the day that the conference came out. On Battlefront.com for PS4. It looked delicious. Really.
Not enough zip lines, though.
Well, what do you guys think of the game?
I personally have some mixed feelings. As a game by itself, I agree with Kitty. It looked really, really good. It looked like it would be a lot of fun to play. It really does. The only thing I'm kind of mixed on is, and this is such a silly technical thing to really get on about, but is that really make it a Battlefield game though? Because when I hear Battlefield, like, and again, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it doesn't have to be that way, but I think of like war game, like on the fields of battle, like and I know they've done that in the past and have been doing that for all the Battlefield games, but this almost just seemed like almost too weird to be a Battlefield game. Why couldn't it be named like something else, something that would be a more fitting title that uses a Battlefield engine?
I feel like, have you ever played Twisted Metal?
Yeah, I have.
So
tell me if I'm kind of off base, but I feel like this is a more like higher class version of a Twisted Metal game.
I'd say so. Yeah, I'd kind of say that.
That's the only game I can think of I could make a comparison to.
And again, it's such a very nitpicky thing. I mean, who cares what I think? But it was just weird to like see that as a Battlefield game.
Well, here's what I think. I like that you brought that up, Slim, because you're right. This is a pretty big thematic departure from the previous Battlefield games. You got cops and robbers instead of soldiers fighting other soldiers. And let's just remove the title from the game for a moment. All right, you got this really interesting cops and robbers game with a lot of action. Now, what am I going to title it in a way? Like, how am I going to title this in a way that makes me a lot of money? It's made by the same guys who made the Battlefield series. Why not make this a Battlefield spin-off? Money, 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 money.
Oh,
I feel like they're calling it a Battlefield game for the sake of, brand recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. Still, though, it's just weird to me.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
And when cars hit you full on, when they're flipped by an explosion, you should die.
No. No.
Not just get nudged in the side and live. Like
That's
that
not
trailer.
how it works, Tommy. Have you never been flipped over by a car?
Oh yeah, I've had a 18-wheeler truck hit me square in the face, and I just stood there.
Right?
I'm like, what is this thing doing here?
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, what?
Is this another case
barely
of
nicked
video
me.
game logic?
Mm-hmm.
It's only a flesh wound.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It might be kind of weird, and it has like barely anything to do with Battlefield anymore, per se. But it looked really nice, and you know what? It's good to shake things up a little sometimes. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I agree with that too. Again, just weird.
Yeah, well.
Agreed. I think it's just, it has the Battlefield name just for the sake of that brand recognition.
Yeah.
It did, and like I said, it did look good. Like, it looked really, really fun.
Alright.
It does look good, I agree.
It looks good. I don't know if I said it, but October 21st when it comes out. So.
Okay.
Cool. Opinions about EA? I have one, definitely.
Go for it. Start
Yeah, you go
us off.
first.
First of all, I was like, hey, look, they had a good balance between sports games and other stuff, first of all, which I really appreciated. That was really great. So compliment to EA. And other than that, I really I loved the way they presented it, because it's like, okay, here's a trailer, and then we're gonna tell you a bit something about the game. They had quite a bit of gameplay in it for the games that needed to have some, and it's nice. Just, they know how to present stuff, I felt like. Because it was not just like, here, have some trailers, and that's it, and the rest, you'll see when it comes out. They actually said stuff about their things.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest quote ever. They said stuff about their things. Wow.
Cosmic.
Yeah, but it's nice. I like that. I can really dig that. This was the first conference I watched from E3. The first video. And I was impressed. I was left excited and impressed. So, it was nice.
Awesome. As for me, this is another instance where I felt like, compared to last year, I wasn't as interested, just by a little bit. But I feel like, on the whole, as in for a general gaming audience, I do think EA probably performed better than they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I agree. Like, they really only spent like max 10 minutes on sports, I think.
Yeah.
They really didn't focus so much on it. And if you look at the games they had, I mean, there was one shooter, there was the Dragon Age RPG slaying stuff, monsters, they had a MOBA, they had Sims. There was variety there, which is really interesting because there was a variety there, and I don't feel like there was any title they spent like too less time on. Like, it seemed like everything was covered for the right amount. Nothing was really covered too much. Nothing really felt really like it wasn't explored through enough, because this was only an hour conference.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they did a great job in that retrospect. Not a lot I'm personally excited for. Again, Sims 4 was like the highlight, I think, for me. But still, I thought they did fun.
Yeah.
For me, I give EA a thumbs up, quite frankly, because they have Mirror's Edge, Mass Effect, and Dragon Age under its umbrella. And those are 3 series I'm possibly getting into in the near future. So EA's got a very, very realistic chance of getting me as a customer. I just gotta be honest here. It's like you guys said, they got a little something for everyone. And that is the power of having good, skilled studios under your, big business umbrella. You gotta get these talented studios to work for you. Otherwise, how are you going to win the gaming war?
You won't.
Oh yeah, and EA Sports UFC. That might get me in. That might hook me. There's a chance. Always a chance.
Alright.
Bruce Lee.
Tommy?
Well, I think the only game that I'm remotely excited about is Battlefront, and they didn't really show gameplay. I do have to say, though, outside of Nintendo, EA was the one press conference where I saw the least amount of human organs spilled onto the ground. So I'm at least thankful that they, like Slim was saying earlier, that they at least had some variety. They didn't have too many games to show off, but at least they had a very decent they were like Microsoft. They had a really decent presentation. They didn't spend too much time on one thing or the other. That's one thing when we get to talking about Sony that I'm gonna have a really big beef with again, because last year they had they just carried over a similar problem that Microsoft had before.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall EA, good presentation, just not really any games that I'm personally excited for.
All right.
Okay.
Any last words before we're ending everybody? No.
Golfing over battleships there.
Yeah. All right. I think we're all most excited about that because, yeah, clearly.
Okay, crossover time. Mushroom's Edge, starring Princess Daisy.
Daisy as Faith.
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
Dye her hair black. Let's make it happen.
No.
All right.
No.
Alright. So this is it for E3. E3. Yay! Sorry! See, it happened again.
E3's over. Bye.
Yeah, E3's over. Bye. No, this is it for EA. We're gonna go over to, Ubi. But I think I'll start an exit thing for this. So.
Okay.
Go!
All right. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.